माँ बन के बहुत खुशी हुई है कि मुझे भी माँ बोलने वाला कोई आ गई है। अभी जिम्मेदारी बढ़ गई है तो फिर आगे जाके बच्चों को अच्छी शिक्षा देना है, पाल पोस के बड़ा करना है। मैंने भी मेरी माँ से यही सीखा, मेहनत करो, पीछे मत हटो, अपनी जिम्मेदारी अच्छे से निभाओ।
आगे बढ़ते हैं। नमन। I pay obeisance and dedicate this video to my father and my guru, Professor Arun Shankar Narayan, a man whose name spelt brilliance, multi-talented and multifaceted, each talent more perfect than the other. मातृत्व की कड़ी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अपने गुरु, अपने पिता की लिखी पंक्तियों से प्रारंभ करते हैं। जिस दिन सुना है जहां में है एक कद्रदा कोई, जीने को नारायण तभी मजबूर हो गए। कद्र करने के लिए अपने सभी दर्शकों, श्रोताओं का धन्यवाद, आभार। Mother Speak Today starts with Dr. Rachna Banerjee, who feels that no mother can be perfect, but she herself is a perfect mother who has raised a perfect daughter. Both mother and daughter are doctors.
I was worried about countless things like, will my baby be healthy? How will I tackle her alone? My mind was dominated with many questions, but I wanted to be the best mother for my child. I used to put several questions to my mother and grandmother. They told me few points. The first was, make kindness the central theme of your life. Stay positive and happy in every aspect of life. Live with total integrity. Let go of what other people think of you. And always be financially independent. Always go ahead with unconditional love for your child today, tomorrow, and always. Know your mind well, and what you want in life should be important to you. Listen to the person's advice who has nothing to lose or gain from your decision, because life moves forward. And I would like to pass the points to my daughter and will request her to pass it to her daughter, and so on.
And now, learning from my own mother, Dr. Bandna Narayan.
You have not just tackled an incomprehensible subject like helminthology and taught postgraduate students, you have also done yeoman service to the society as you were the zonal chairman of Lions Club. You have helped people who have been afflicted by leprosy and those who don't have their eyesight. And yet, you've cooked the most amazing food for all of us, took full care of our nutrition, and guided us towards fulfilling lives. How did motherhood change you?
Okay, motherhood changed me completely. I have no responsibility before that. But as soon as the child came, I became totally engrossed with the child. I have stopped thinking of anything else but to bring her up nicely, give her all the needs, look after her health, her food, everything, and as well as with that, to educate her properly so that she can be a nice child and can be added glory to the society.
Thank you, Ma. It is this changeover from a carefree girl to a responsible, dutiful, and loving mother that not just rocks the cradle but builds nations and builds the world.
We now have some ladies married to army officers. Life as mothers for them is different, but still motherhood is always the same. Nina Yole, wife of Brigadier Yole, mother of two lovely kids, herself an educator, an MA and B.Ed in English.
Most challenging part of motherhood was to bring up my two kids in the absence of my husband. Most of the time he was posted in field and in the very important years of their life, like my son was in 10th, he was in 12th. Both the years my husband was in posted in field, and the taking care of children, their mental health, their physical health alone, that to staying in civil was a bit challenging for me. But with the help of my parents, God's blessings, I sailed through. and still I'm facing the challenges. Two things I have learned from my mother. One, uh, whenever guest comes to our house, they should be treated properly. खाना तो उन्हें खिला के ही भेजना है, बिना खाना खिला के उनको भेजना नहीं है, चाहे वो कोई भी हो. रिलेशनशिप्स मेंटेन करना उन्होंने मुझे सिखाया है, एंड हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट दे आर. और दूसरा, शी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड मी टू योगा एट अ वेरी अर्ली एज. Both deliveries were cesarean, and I could sail through it successfully or safely. It is only because of yoga. So I'm very, very grateful to my mother for giving me very high moral values, and they have helped me in my entire life, and they are still helping me and will continue to help me.
Now we have Mrs. Farah Ahmed, an educator and an entrepreneur. Farah is the wife of Colonel Ali, himself a third generation army officer. Farah runs a very, very successful portal for lovely handicrafts called Farah Creations.
Being a single parent has been the greatest challenge that I have faced while bringing up my son. My husband, being in the army, was always in areas where family could not stay together. So I was forced to be a single parent. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it was quite tricky and challenging. And I learned this from my mother, who had become a widow at a very young age, and she brought me up with great elegance and success and strength. And that is where I learned from her and followed her footsteps and brought up my son.
What great learning it has been. Thank you, Dr. Rachna, Farah, Nina, Tanu, and my dearest Ma. Today's story illustrates how the love for her newborn makes a mother forget all the pain and all that she has undergone. एक सत्य घटना पे आधारित एक लघु कथा. पंकजा बहुत दुखी थी. चंद महीनों पहले जब उसको यह सूचना मिली कि वह मां बनने वाली है, तो उसके हर्ष का ठिकाना नहीं था. किंतु जैसे जैसे समय आगे बढ़ा, गर्भावस्था उसके लिए कठिन से कठिन होती चली. अंततः उसको चिकित्सालय में भर्ती होना ही पड़ गया. कल क्या होगा इस विषय में सोच सोचकर उसका मन अवसादग्रसित हो गया. प्रतिदिन वो अपने भाग को कोसती और ये सोचती कि ये निर्णय मां बनने का निर्णय सही था या नहीं. एक दिन सुबह सुबह एक उपचारिका ने एक बहुत ही प्यारा नवजात शिशु पंकजा की गोद में रख दिया. पूछने पर पता चला कि पास ही में एक अन्य महिला है जिन्होंने इस बच्चे को जन्म दिया है. संध्या नाम था उनका. संध्या पंकजा से मिलने आई और बोली, देखो मैं भी इसी चिकित्सालय में पिछले 2 महीनों से भर्ती हूँ. मेरी गर्भावस्था भी बहुत कठिन थी और मैं भी प्रतिदिन रोती थी, किंतु अंत में ईश्वर ने इस नन्हे प्यारे बालक के रूप में मुझे ऐसा उपहार दिया है जो किसी को आसानी से नहीं मिलता. ऐसा ही तुम्हारे साथ होगा, इसलिए प्रसन्नचित्त रहो, उदासीन न हो, अवसादग्रसित न हो और अपने आने वाले शिशु की सहर्ष प्रतीक्षा करो. संध्या की बातों से पंकजा को बहुत ढाढ़स मिला और आज अपने 8 साल के बालक यश को देखकर वो कहती है कि मैं सदा ही संध्या की ऋणी रहूंगी और सदा उनको धन्यवाद देती रहूंगी. I will end this presentation by reading out a few lines from a long poem I wrote for my daughter years ago. To my daughter, woven amongst your endearing gurgle, I can hear the chuckle of my voice. The depth of your tossing curls bounce like my very own. Are you then an image of me? An echo of my voice, my shadow perhaps? Nay, never. You are you, born of me, yet not me. You are the future, sweet and pure. Learn from me, from the mistakes I made, from all that I lost, all that my follies cost. Face the world tomorrow, wise and winning, and as you taste the fruits that victory bestoweth, think of me, of my tenor in your voice, of my smile in your laughter, and applaud me, for I would have done my job well. स्मिता अमित. आज के लिए इतना ही. ईश्वर आप सभी पर अपनी कृपा बनाए रखें। ओम नमः शिवाय। जय हिंद, जय भारत।